Hi, I'm Justin Oberholtzer.
I'm Sean.
And this is an extra side of cheese. And are you alright, buddy? You got the opening and not even following through.
It was such a shitty movie.
I know.
So terrible.
I know. Today's movie is Oversexed Rugsuckers from Mars, and it may sound extremely weird and interesting, but it's only extremely weird. That's actually completely normal compared to what happened in the film. A bunch of claymation aliens with clay tits and clay cock.
And balls.
And clay ass cracks. It's weird.
And asses.
Yeah, they ride a little Simon spaceship. Remember that game Simon? Yeah, they ride a Simon spaceship down to Earth, and to hide themselves from people, they infiltrate a vacuum cleaner and fornicate with other human beings.
More like rape people.
Yeah, they rape people so they can. What exactly was their plan again? Repopulate and make a better species.
This movie's about a vacuum cleaner raping people.
To make a better species. Vacuum sapiens. We could just end the video now. I think we just got our point across. But no, it gets worse. One of the homeless man from the beginning of the movie, Vernon, who looks a lot like Charles Manson before he shaves off.
There's like a cross between Cheech and Stan Lee.
When he gets shaved and all that. He falls in love with the vacuum cleaner and calls it Dusty, and spends half the film looking for it while getting psychiatric help.
The best in the movie opens with him having sex with it.
Oh, and by the way, he also gets a bird shits on his head, and it stays there for like half the film. I'm not lying here.
It's even during an interview with the psychiatrist, they don't wash off or anything.
Nope, and that's just the beginning. Then we meet, what was the guy's name? The main character, Oxlinger. His last name is Oxlinger. I think his first name is like Henry or Mark. Who cares? Doesn't matter what his name was. He's married to this weird woman, Shelley Duvall-like woman, if you've ever seen her in films, who is the first victim of the vacuum cleaner, but he has a crush on his next door neighbor, who he spies. Rena, I think it was Reno or Rena. I think Rena. And he has a crush on her and watches her from her window and masturbates to her. And and she has some weird boyfriend who does a lot of yoga and does nitro and fuck.
Very new age, like. Complete douche.
Yeah, douche would be the correct term. There's a lot of douches in our movies nowadays.
Is douche strong enough word?
No. He's an idiot, more or less. He has this hot woman, and he's not going to make love to her. He's going to talk about some nirvana and reaching nirvana together. Just fuck her. She obviously
wants it.
She wants to.
She wants to.
She complains because he's not. And anyway, they three have a thing. She ends up getting pregnant from the vacuum cleaner, which we're going to, spoiler alert, we're going to ruin it. The ending comes, or one of the endings, comes when in the middle of a courtroom, because this whole thing goes to court, folks. In the middle of a courtroom, she gives birth to a Cabbage Patch doll in a vacuum bag.
He's not lying. That's what happened. If they followed the echo trail, the vacuum cleaner and the homicide had to shoot out the police. The vacuum cleaner getting gunned down.
Oh, and the police act like those 30s detectives. I see. Vacuum cleaners, I see. Yeah, that's what they do. Basically, this is just weird for the sake of weird. This is something that Troma would not produce. I would not be surprised because Troma a lot of times would take movies that people would make and produce them. I'm sure they brought this up to Troma, and Lloyd Kaufman himself probably just like, get the hell out of my office. This is just, you're going serious now, aren't you?
Man, sorry.
Yeah, see? This is facepalm worthy.
It's not even that. Facepalm's not even worth, doesn't see that low.
It's just so strange and
shitty.
Yeah, the filming, obviously, the director, writer, producer, idiot who created the pothead who made this film, obviously didn't have much of equipment, because you could tell, one, that he's using a lot of stock footage on, like, the city and locations, because they're vastly superior to the quality of the actual film. A lot of times,
they'll have actual still photos in place.
And you can tell it's still photos, and then just add sound effects, and speaking of which sound effects, eventually, a lot of especially once you get to the whole blowout scene and cart, and there's actually a cart chase, as in a shopping cart chase with the homeless guy and the two detectives. They have wacky sound effects to add to the. What other movie did we watch recently that had wacky sound effects? Was it Funny Man or? If it was,
I actually think it was
Top Dog maybe.
No, it was Mega Shark.
Mega Shark vs. that did too. I think Funny Man did too, but at least all four of the other films that we did were vastly superior to this movie. Even looking at the cover, which if you get the
I don't know, they say that brand is pretty bad, but they say that this brand is pretty bad.
Yeah, but at least that had a point. At least had Hitler.
It had a plot to it. This one,
This one doesn't even has a weird plot. But I'm going to address this because you probably noticed at the beginning of your video the DVD cover with us on it. That little really weird contraption. No, we don't get that. We just get a regular vacuum cleaner humping people. So don't be fooled.
If you're kinky enough to watch vacuum cleaners have sex with someone, or you want to sex with a vacuum cleaner, this is for you. But if you're
all 5 of you vacuum cleaner enthusiasts right out there, we got you covered. But for the rest of the normal society, this is an exercise in torture. This is that'd probably be the best explanation of this.
I was going to say it's the worst thing I've seen ever. My opinion.
I've seen some worse, but I have definitely not seen anything stranger than this. That's for certain. This is what happened.
Someone had to midway through film be like, "What do we do it?" Like
I think it was outside of the actors. I think the director was the only person that did anything outside of the actors in this film, because I cannot imagine anybody, even his friends, wanting to be a part of this. I wouldn't want to be his family or his friends when he goes, "Hey guys, I made a movie. Do you want to watch it?" It would have been so awkward sitting through this, and then afterwards, once the credits roll, going.
So whose role? I did have the collective penises. Who idea was that? Oh, that was mine. That was mine. You like it? Bill, there's children in the room. That's your daughter over there.
The best thing about this movie is the title, because that grabs your attention. Everything else in this movie just makes you want to go.
Then Vernon killed himself.
Finally. Finally, that's not right. That's mean. But yeah, that's how the movie ends too. You go happiness. We say some happiness from the characters. Oh, and by the way, Vernon killed himself. Yeah.
He says finally.
Yeah.
Finally killed himself.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. That movie did wait.
That's how it ends. Vernon finally killed himself.
Yeah, I think that pretty much explains what this movie is. But what
I
I'd rather play in traffic than watch this movie.
All right, I know what they're going for there. They're going for something called anti-humor, where something that's supposed to be funny, but actually is funny. But it didn't work though.
Here's the thing: it's called black comedy, but 9 times out of 10, black comedy's not funny. Dark comedy. Sorry, it goes both ways. But you know why that's not funny? Because just because you're taking a situation that normally isn't funny and presenting it in a funny way doesn't make it funny. Especially because 9 times out of 10, they don't add any jokes or humor into it. They just expect you to laugh because it's there, and it doesn't work. None of this movie.
Unless you're supposed to be comedy.
It's more of a but they know how to work it well because they actually add a punchline into it. But you know what? It's more of a comedy than a horror, obviously, but it's not a good one. It's supposed to be a spoof, I think, or a satire of weird films. Well, it just falls in line and does it 10 times worse than anything that it was possibly spoofing. This is just an exercise in torture. I would rather... Yeah.
Alright, I'm Sean.
And I'm flabbergasted.
And this has been exercise torture.
Yes, that's our new our show. That sounds kinky, actually. Good night, everybody.
Kicking now.